blood, betrayal, and a family torn apart from the inside out. What you're about to witness will shake the very foundation of WWE to its core. Roman Reigns, the man who held the undisputed championship for over 1,300 days, the original tribal chief who dominated everyone and everything in his path, has been dethroned, humiliated, and pushed to the edge. But here's what nobody saw coming. Deep in the shadows of the Anoi dynasty, there's a weapon being forged. A secret so devastating, so powerful, that when it's finally unleashed, the entire landscape of professional wrestling will never be the same again. This isn't just another return story. This is war. And by the end of this breakdown, you're going to understand exactly why Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and the new Bloodline should be terrified of what's coming for them. Before we dive into the chaos, listen. If you love this kind of deep dive into the stories that matter, into the moments that define legacies, then you need to be part of the SLAMZONE family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Smash that like button because this story deserves it. Turn on those notifications so you never miss a breakdown. We're building something special here, and every single one of you watching makes this possible. Your support means everything. Now let's get into this absolute madness. Let's take you back to where this nightmare began. WrestleMania 40, the grandest stage of them all. Roman Reigns walked into that match as a god. 1,316 days as champion, the longest reign in modern WWE history. He had conquered Brock Lesnar, destroyed John Cena, humiliated Edge, and made every single superstar on the roster acknowledge him. But Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, had other plans. In front of over 70,000 screaming fans, Rhodes did the unthinkable. He pinned Roman Reigns. 1, 2, 3. The reign was over. The empire crumbled in an instant. You could see it in Roman's eyes. That look of disbelief, of shock, of something breaking inside him. This wasn't just about losing a championship. This was about losing everything he built. His legacy, his dominance, his identity as the tribal chief. And then, he disappeared. For months, we didn't see Roman Reigns. The question burned in every fan's mind, where is he? What's he doing? Is he coming back? But while Roman was gone, something even more sinister was happening. Solo Sikoa, the enforcer, the man who stood in Roman's shadow and did his dirty work for years, decided he wasn't waiting anymore. On the SmackDown after WrestleMania, Solo made a move that sent shockwaves through the WWE universe. He kicked Jimmy Uso out of the Bloodline. Just like that. Family meant nothing. Loyalty meant nothing. Solo wanted power, and he was taking it by force. Then came Tama Tonga. Then Tonga Loa. Then the most dangerous addition of them all, Jacob Fatu, a monster who moves like a cruiserweight but hits like a freight train. Solo assembled his own version of the Bloodline, and he did it without asking for permission. He declared himself the new tribal chief. And the most gut-wrenching moment? When he turned on Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman, the wise man, the special counsel who stood by Roman's side through everything, refused to acknowledge Solo. He remained loyal to the original tribal chief. So what did Solo do? He had his new Bloodline beat down Paul Heyman in the most brutal, disrespectful way possible. They tied a steel chair around his neck. They destroyed him. And in that moment, every single fan knew Roman Reigns had to come back. Not for the title. For revenge. SummerSlam 2024. Cleveland. The anticipation was suffocating. Cody Rhodes was defending the undisputed WWE Championship against Solo Sikoa, and the entire new Bloodline was at ringside, ready to ensure Solo's victory. The match was intense. Cody fought with everything he had, but the numbers game was too much. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa interfered. Then Kevin Owens and Randy Orton rushed down to even the odds, and the crowd exploded. But that wasn't the moment. The real moment came when Solo set up for the Samoan Spike, ready to end Cody and claim the title. The lights flickered. The crowd sensed something, and then it happened. Roman Reigns' music hit. The place erupted. Over 60,000 people on their feet, losing their minds. Roman Reigns walked out wearing a shirt with 3 letters, OTC, Original Tribal Chief. He marched to the ring with that same intensity, that same fire that made him the most dominant champion of this generation. Solo Sikoa turned around, and you could see the fear flash across his face. Roman unleashed hell. Superman punched to Solo. Spear. And then, the most shocking part, Roman stood face to face with Cody Rhodes, the man who ended his historic reign. The tension was unbearable. But Roman didn't attack him. He nodded at Cody and left the ring. Cody hit the crossroads on Solo, pinned him, and retained the title. Roman made a statement. This wasn't about the championship. This was about putting Solo in his place. The following SmackDown, Roman Reigns showed up with a mission. He called out Solo Sikoa, challenging him to step up and face the real tribal chief. The new Bloodline tried to ambush Roman, but he was ready. He fought them off, and for the first time in months, Roman looked like the unstoppable force we remembered. But here's the thing. The new Bloodline has the numbers. Solo has Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, Jacob Fatu, and now Bronson Reed backing him up. That's 5 men. Roman's side? Uso and Jimmy Uso returned to stand with their cousin. Sami Zayn, the honorary Us, came back despite all the pain Roman caused him in the past. But even with them, it's only 4 against 5. At Survivor Series War Games 2024, Roman and his Bloodline were set to face Solo's crew in the most unforgiving match in WWE, inside two rings surrounded by a steel cage. But there was a problem. Roman needed a fifth man. Week after week, fans speculated. Who would it be? The Rock? Seth Rollins? Someone completely unexpected? Roman kept quiet. And then, at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia, disaster struck. Roman Reigns, GUSO, and Jimmy USO battled Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga in a brutal six-man tag team match. The action was non-stop. Bodies flying, weapons involved, the crowd on their feet the entire time. But in the final moments, chaos unfolded. Sami Zayn ran down to help the Usos when Solo's bloodline attacked them. Sami and Roman both charged at Solo, but Solo ducked. Sami's hell of a kick connected directly with Roman's face. Accident? Maybe. But the damage was done. Solo capitalized, pinning Roman Reigns clean in the middle of the ring. The original tribal chief lost. But here's where it gets even more complicated. After the match, The Rock's name started coming up again. At Bad Blood 2024, after Roman and Cody teamed up to defeat Solo and Jacob Fatu, they celebrated in the ring. Jimmy USO returned to help them. Everything seemed perfect. And then The Rock's music hit. The final boss appeared on the entrance ramp, staring down Roman, Cody, and Jimmy. He raised three fingers, made a throat-slashing gesture, and walked away. What did it mean? Is The Rock with Solo? Against Roman? Is he building his own faction? Nobody knows for sure, but one thing is clear, The Rock is coming back, and when he does, the entire Bloodline saga is about to explode. Now, here's the secret weapon that nobody's talking about. His name is Lance Anoi. If you don't know who he is, let me educate you. Lance is the son of Samu, one of the legendary Wild Samoans. His grandfather is Alpha, which makes him Roman Reigns' cousin. Lance has been wrestling on the independent circuit for years, proving himself in promotions like Major League Wrestling, where he won the MLW World Tag Team Championship. He's tough. He's skilled. He's hungry. And most importantly, he's Bloodline. In November 2024, WWE quietly signed Lance Anoi. He's been training at the WWE Performance Center, recovering from an injury, staying out of the spotlight. But insiders are saying that WWE has massive plans for him. And here's the theory that's spreading like wildfire: Lance Anoi is going to be Roman Reigns' secret weapon. Think about it. Roman needs a fifth man for his team. He can't trust just anyone. It has to be family. Real family. Not someone who's going to betray him like Solo did. Lance fits perfectly. He's blood. He's capable. And his debut would be the ultimate shock to the WWE Universe. Imagine this scenario. War Games rematch. Roman, Jimmy, and Sami are in the ring, fighting for their lives against Solo's new bloodline. The numbers game is overwhelming. Jacob Fatu is destroying everyone. Tama and Tonga are relentless. Bronson Reed is a human wrecking ball. Roman is down. The Usos are battered. Sami is barely conscious. It looks like it's over. Solo is about to deliver the final blow. And then, the unfamiliar music hits. The crowd doesn't know what's happening. A figure walks out from the back. He's wearing the Bloodline colors. The camera zooms in. It's Lance Anoi. He charges to the ring, slides under the cage, and the entire arena loses their minds. Lance starts throwing heavy strikes, taking out members of Solo's team one by one. He helps Roman to his feet. They lock eyes. Roman nods. This is family. This is the Bloodline the way it was meant to be. And together, they turn the tide, ultimately defeating Solo and reclaiming their rightful place at the top. But there's another possibility, and this one's darker. What if Lance isn't with Roman? What if Solo got to him first? What if the whole time, Lance has been training, preparing, but not for Roman's team? What if he shows up at that critical moment, and instead of helping Roman, he attacks him? The ultimate betrayal. Solo would have orchestrated the perfect trap, recruiting another member of the family to destroy the original tribal chief once and for all. Can you imagine the shock? The devastation? Roman, thinking he's getting help, only to be blindsided by another Anoi family member. It would be the most heartbreaking twist in Bloodline history. Either way, Lance Anoi is the wild card. He's the game changer. And when he finally makes his WWE debut, whether it's on NXT, SmackDown, or Raw, the entire wrestling world is going to be watching. This isn't just about adding another body to the roster. This is about continuing the legacy of one of the greatest wrestling families of all time. The Anoi dynasty has given us legends. From The Rock to Yokozuna to Rikishi to Umaga to the Usos to Roman Reigns, this family has shaped WWE for decades. And Lance represents the next generation. Let me remind you one more time. If you're not subscribed to SLAMZONE yet, what are you waiting for? This is where we break down the biggest stories, the craziest theories, and the moments that matter most. Hit that like button, drop a comment below telling me what you think about Lance Anoi and where you think he's going to end up. Are you Team Roman or Team Solo? Let's talk about it. Share this video with your wrestling friends because they need to know about this. And turn on those notifications so you're always first to know when we drop new content. Alright, let's keep going. Now let's talk about what's happening next. Raw is moving to Netflix in January 2025, and the first episode is going to be massive. Reports are saying that Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa are going to face off in tribal combat, a match where the winner is recognized as the true tribal chief. This isn't a regular match. This is a fight for respect, for honor, for the Ulafala, the sacred lei that represents leadership in the Anoi family. Everything is on the line. And with The Rock lurking in the background, this match could have consequences that last for years. Roman has been building back his momentum. After SummerSlam, he returned to SmackDown and absolutely dismantled the new Bloodline. He went on a rampage, taking out Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa with ruthless efficiency. He stared down Jacob Fatu and didn't blink. Roman is back to being that killer, the dominant force who doesn't just beat his opponents, he breaks them. But Solo isn't backing down. He's proven that he can beat Roman, and he's confident that with his team behind him, he's untouchable. The psychology of this feud is incredible. This isn't hero versus villain. This is family destroying family. This is a civil war. Roman built the Bloodline. He handpicked Solo as his enforcer. He trusted him, and Solo repaid the trust with betrayal. But from Solo's perspective, he was tired of being in Roman's shadow. He was tired of doing all the dirty work and getting none of the glory. He wanted to be the tribal chief, not just the muscle. So he took what he believed was rightfully his. Both men think they're justified. Both men believe they're the true leader. And that's what makes this so compelling. The rest of the WWE roster is watching this unfold with fear and fascination. Because whoever wins this war is going to be the most powerful force in WWE. Cody Rhodes knows it. He's the champion, but he also knows that eventually, Roman or Solo is coming for him. Seth Rollins knows it. He has his own complicated history with Roman, and you can bet that he's waiting for the right moment to get involved. CM Punk knows it. Every top star in WWE knows that the Bloodline saga is the biggest story in the company, and aligning with the right side could make or break their careers. And we can't forget about Sami Zayn, the honorary Uso. The man who was never supposed to be part of this family, but earned his place through heart, determination, and loyalty. Sami's journey with the Bloodline was emotional. He fought so hard to be accepted. He proved himself again and again. But Roman's insecurity and paranoia led to Sami being kicked out, beaten down, and humiliated. At WrestleMania 39, Sami helped Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens defeat the Usos for the tag team titles, officially turning on Roman. It was one of the most cathartic moments in recent WWE history. But now, Sami is back on Roman's side. Why? Because despite everything, Sami believes in the Og bloodline. He believes in family. But there's tension. That hell of a kick at Crown Jewel, whether accidental or not, has created doubt. Can Roman fully trust Sami? Can Sami trust himself not to make another mistake? It's a ticking time bomb. Uso's story is just as powerful. He was Roman's right-hand man for years, the one who never questioned orders, the one who took the falls, absorbed the punishment, and stayed loyal no matter what. But Roman's paranoia eventually turned on G2. He made G's life hell, forced him into impossible situations, and ultimately pushed him away. G finally stood up for himself, challenged Roman, and lost. But in that loss, he gained his freedom. He became YEET. He became main event GUSO, beloved by the fans, respected by his peers. When Roman needed him most, G came back. Not because he had to, because deep down, that still is family. And G knows that Solo's version of the Bloodline isn't what their family stands for. Jimmy USO has his own pain. He was kicked out by Solo in the most disrespectful way, cast aside like trash. For Jimmy, this is personal. He wants revenge on Solo. He wants to prove that loyalty and brotherhood matter more than power and greed. Together, the Usos are one of the greatest tag teams of all time. But now they're fighting for something bigger than championships. They're fighting for their family's soul. The wild card in all of this is still The Rock, the final boss, the people's champion, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. His involvement changes everything. If The Rock sides with Roman, they become unstoppable. If he sides with Solo, Roman's outnumbered and outgunned. If The Rock forms his own faction, then we're looking at a three-way war that could tear WWE apart. The Rock's appearance at Bad Blood was cryptic. He stared down Roman and Cody with an intensity that suggested he has a plan, and whatever that plan is, it's going to shock the world. There are rumors, speculation, theories flying everywhere. Some people think The Rock is grooming Solo to be his proxy, using him to take down Roman before stepping in himself. Others think The Rock is testing Roman, seeing if he's worthy of reclaiming his spot at the top. And then there's the wildest theory that The Rock is going to recruit his own team of Anoi family members to create a third Bloodline faction, with Lance Anoi, Aquilio, and other relatives joining forces to dominate WWE in a way we've never seen before. WrestleMania 41 is on the horizon. And if there's one thing WWE does better than anyone, it's building to WrestleMania. The pieces are all moving into place. Roman Reigns vs Solo Sikoa for control of the Bloodline. Cody Rhodes defending the championship against whoever emerges victorious. The Rock potentially stepping into the ring for one final match. The stakes couldn't be higher. This is the culmination of a storyline that started back in 2020 when Roman aligned with Paul Heyman and turned heel. For over 4 years, this story has evolved, twisted, and delivered unforgettable moments. And we're not even close to the end. Lance Anoi is the key. His debut is going to set off a chain reaction that affects everything. Whether he's the hero Roman needs or the traitor Solo weaponizes, Lance's arrival will be a defining moment. And fans are going to remember where they were when it happened, just like they remember Roman's heel turn, Sami joining the Bloodline, and Cody's WrestleMania victory. You can feel the energy building. Every SmackDown, every Raw, every premium live event is another chapter in this epic saga. The WWE universe is invested like never before. People are arguing online, making predictions, creating fantasy booking scenarios. That's the power of great storytelling. That's what happens when wrestlers, writers, and fans all come together to create something truly special. The Bloodline storyline has already cemented its place as one of the greatest in WWE history. But it's not over. Not by a long shot. We're entering the final act, the climax, the moment where everything comes crashing down and someone emerges victorious. Will it be Roman Reigns, reclaiming his throne and restoring the true bloodline? Will it be Solo Sikoa, proving that he's the rightful tribal chief and ushering in a new era? Or will it be The Rock, the final boss, showing both of them that there's only one true head of the table? Before we wrap this up, I need you to do me a favor. If this breakdown gave you chills, if it made you more hyped for what's coming, then show some love. Smash that like button. Subscribe to SLAMZONE and become part of this incredible community. We've got so much more content coming your way, breaking down the biggest matches, the wildest rumors, and the moments that define WWE. Drop a comment and tell me your prediction. Who's Lance and Anoi going to side with? What role will The Rock play? And who do you think is walking out of WrestleMania as the undisputed WWE champion? Let's discuss. And don't forget to share this video because your friends need to be educated on what's about to go down. This is where legends are made. This is where history happens. Roman Reigns didn't just lose a championship at WrestleMania 40. He lost everything. But champions don't stay down. They get back up. They adapt. They evolve. And Roman Reigns is coming back stronger, more focused, and more dangerous than ever before. With Lance and Anoi potentially by his side, with the Usos and Sami Zayn ready to go to war, Roman is building an army. Solo Sikoa thinks he's in control, but he has no idea what's coming for him. The secret weapon has been revealed. The battle lines have been drawn. And when Raw debuts on Netflix, when tribal combat finally happens, when these two forces collide, the entire wrestling world is going to be watching. Because this isn't just a match. This is a reckoning. This is justice. This is family warfare at its most brutal and personal level. So buckle up, wrestling fans. The road to WrestleMania is going to be wild, unpredictable, and absolutely incredible. Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, The Rock, Lance and Anoi, the Usos, Sami Zayn, Jacob Fatu, and the entire WWE roster are about to give us the fight of a lifetime. And we're going to be here on SLAMZONE, breaking it all down, giving you the insights you need, and celebrating this incredible moment in wrestling history together. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed, notifications are on, and that like button is crushed. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you in the next breakdown. Until then, acknowledge the original tribal chief, respect the legacy, and get ready for what's about to be the most explosive chapter in Bloodline history. This has been SLAMZONE. I'll catch you next time. Peace.